let's talk about our first impressions of Deck of Haunt, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Game Doctor here. We just checked out Deck of Haunts that just released today. Thanks to courtesy of my community, kept telling me to check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. Finally gave it a little peek, checked out the demo of it to get an idea of what's going on, because I really couldn't tell like how it plays and stuff. The general gist of it is we will be building this mansion. We take turns of playing knights, where we play our deck and interact with these humans coming into our estate, and trying to haunt them out of the estate or kill them or whatever it is, and protect the heart of the, you know, kind of like Monster Train, protect your pyre, protect your heart, and add rooms and stuff so they don't get to the heart and do damage to the heart of your house or whatever that you're haunting. And then the other part of it is building the house, right? Putting rooms and stuff that they get sidetracked in and splitting them up. That part is all kind of like familiar. There's been other games to play with that, but where the game is pretty cool and what really surprised me, it was nice, the structure of not necessarily the cards. The cards are pretty basic, like run of the mill. You know, you have your physical damage, your health damage, your sanity damage, and locking rooms and stuff, and that was cool. But what happens here is the structure of the game, right? It's not just killing, you know, people that are in your house and kill them before they get to your heart. The part that was cool is that, like, how we kill them or where we kill them being a big part of it, and that was really exciting for me. So for instance, if I just use cards to kill somebody in my estate and there's other people in the room with them, well, they're going to see that person randomly die and they're going to get spooked. They're going to try to run for the hills. And then I have to deal with that, right? Because they're going to come back, they're going to warn other people, and there's going to be consequences. And I really like this concept. I think that was my favorite part of the game, is it pulls me into the world. It's not just kill enemy and stop them or whatever. It was like, well, how am I going to kill them? Kind of like I was playing Clue, but the opposite of not being the detective, but being the murderer. Where am I going to hide the body? Where am I going to hide the weapon? You know, that kind of idea. And I think that's really, really sweet. And that's kind of the main gist. If that sounds exciting to you, I think that's the cool part of the game right there. There's also like identity to the different like humans and stuff. You can see in the background. So they could be like, I'm a lone wolf and I try to go around the house by myself. So we know that that person's going to kind of split from the pack. Or somebody else that, you know, we had a person that, like, there's like negative quirks they have, like they're a bleeder. So if they took physical damage, they're also going to bleed more damage on the following turn. But there's other people with good things. Like if I'm in a pack of people, I get to calm them down, right? I'm gonna reduce their mental damage or their sanity or whatever. So you're kind of like playing around that kind of stuff too. Or people that shoot locks open. So if you try to lock a door and lock their path, they might be able to shoot that door open anyway, right? And stuff like that. And I think that's really cute, and it really gives into the theme plus the mechanics at the same time. And anytime a game can do that, I think that's really, really cool. There's some deeper design aspects that I love here with sanity and stuff like that, but I'm not going to bore you in this nutshell. But overall, that is the really cool parts of the game, and I was actually very pleasantly surprised and definitely want to play more. A little bit of the weaker sides of the game, it is not as important if you don't look into the deeper stuff of games and stuff anyway. Some of the deeper aspects, fundamentally, there was things that I wish it had. It's a little bit hard to pull information. I found it kind of tedious to pull the information I wanted when there was like 3 people in the house, and you can see this screenshot behind me. It looks like later on there's going to be like 15 people, like a house party, literally. And so considering that it was kind of annoying to get the information that I wanted when there was just a couple people, I know that's going to be a problem later. I would like to see fundamentally and more caught up to the current market. And I will say it's a little bit below market as far as like UI and fundamentals. So for instance, just basic things that a lot of games have is like, I'll give you an example, is like feedback. When I take a card and I put it over a person, give me that feedback of what's going to happen, right? Show me on his health bar, hey, you're going to do 6 damage, and confirm what's going to happen. And you might not think this is a big deal, but multiply that by 15 people and a lot of mechanics going around. For instance, a ghost is randomly spooking a room, so this card's going to do 2 times the haunt damage, and somebody else is in the room doing blah 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 blah. Well, all of that stuff is going to compound times 15, and you're going to need those fundamentals because everything is going to be a lot longer and harder to figure out because times it by 15 and everyone has different multipliers and this and that, it's just going to take extra work. So this is why you need good fundamentals to still push the game forward. Would it need it as much if it was just 2 people haunting the house and 2 people going in the house? Yeah, then it wouldn't need it as much, but fundamentals are so important. So you multiply that by the different fundamental kind of things that are under the market here, it does start to haunt the game a little bit. Trying to find a pun. That being said, I think the concept was novel and cute enough where it did make me want to play the game more, and I did have a really good time. I did play the demo at the time, and it didn't save and quit my run, which is also a red flag for me. I think that was really annoying. It also doesn't show me and give me the confidence that they have save and quit in their product, because the product they let me sample doesn't have it. So again, I don't know, but so those are some really annoying things, but the game was novel enough that did make me want to play more. Yeah, this one, surprisingly enough, while I'm very over these type of deck builders and stuff like that, this one surprised me. And in a world where I don't care about these deck builders anymore, for this one to surprise me, I think that's really, really cool and really novel. So I can give this one a recommend. That's a review.